Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here quick lesson that's inspired by this here article on RT dealing with Bill Gates. But first, I want to jump into this here scripture. This 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, and we're going to go into that. Matter of fact, let me grab another precept. Okay, this is Matthew 24 and verse 14. All right, verse 21 and 22, actually, Salak. Matthew 24 and 21, it says, "And then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." All right, so we're coming into a time now where it's going to be a time like never before. All right, but nevertheless, the Lord is speeding up this here time that we're coming into, because if it wasn't for that, Esau would devour the whole planet Earth. So let's jump into this here article real fast on RT. It says, Italian lawmakers demand Bill Gates be arrested for crimes against humanity. But why? All right. And going into this here article, we've been saying this for the longest time. Esau Edom is the damn devil. All right. It says an Italian lawmaker has managed to bring the conspiracy blame game to an entirely new level, exercising her preliminary privilege to blast Bill Gates as a vaccine criminal and globalist tool. Bill's efforts have been at the center of the wildest theories that explore possible sinister motives behind the billionaire's activity. And arguably the most high-profile outcry last week, the Italian MP for Rome, Sarah Cournal, delivered a speech rarely, if ever at all, heard ever in any parliament. In her passionate address, Cournal called upon fellow lawmakers to defy any plans for compulsory vaccinations against COVID-19. Such endeavors are being pushed by corrupt elites, the deep state, she claimed, pointing the finger at Bill Gates as one of the main culprits behind the vaccination drive, if not the pandemic himself. All right, and we understand these things going into this stuff because, hey, this is, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand his ultimate in-game plan, man. All right, since for decades, Gates have been working on a depopulation policy and dictatorial control plans on global politics, aiming to obtain the primacy on agriculture, technology, and energy. All right. It says, being a well-known anti-vax activist, Cournal singled out Gates as the villain primarily because of the vaccination campaigns at his foundation had been conducting for years in less developed countries, while boldly accusing the billionaire of sterilizing millions of women in Africa and paralyzing hundreds of thousands of children in India. She also added a good pinch of GMO and 5G tech to dense conspiracy mix at this time, which is all going into the same thing. This is all, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand that this is going into, is also going into the depopulation agenda. All right, 5G, which is going to be the backbone of the mark of the beast system. All right, and this is what all these things are shaping up for the end game. It says the Italian politician has harshly criticized her anti-coronavirus lockdown measures that her country was among the first to impose. According to Cournal, the isolation serves as the globalist agenda too, while the Italians have been subjected to holy inquisitions of false science. It's our children who will lose more, who are raped souls, Cournal said. In this way, the right to school will be granted only to those with a bracelet to get them to use slavery and involuntary treatment. And instead of this here bracelet, it's actually going to be a RFID chip, all right, which is the mark of the beast. Again, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know what this end game plan is, all right? It says the real goal of all this is total control, absolute domination of human beings transformed into the guinea pigs and slaves violating sovereignty and free will. Like the scripture said, there's going to be a time like never before, all right? Great tribulation is coming. If it wasn't, for the if the Lord didn't shorten those days, there would be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days is going to be shortened. All right. It says when hecklers attempted to interrupt her, the president of the chamber called to order because it's a free parliament. Because in a free parliament, anyone has the right to express their opinion, and scored a round of applause. Allowed to finish her speech, Cournal raised the stakes even further, pleading with the Italian prime minister to submit Gates to international justice unless the courts of Giuseppe Conti is himself part of the deep global. A phone call from philanthropist Bill Gates forwarded directly to the International Criminal Courts for crimes against humanity. While Bill Gates has often been a target of assorted conspiracy theories in the past, the ongoing coronavirus pandemic has ramped up interest in his persona. His quest for a vaccine against COVID-19, as well as recent Microsoft patents, vaguely describe a device that tracks body activity, causes a lot of fuss. All right, going into that RFID chip. All right, ultimately, this is that market beast system they're implementing. All right, check out these numbers. Despite the fact that Bill Gates has technically stepped down from Microsoft's board and has no longer associated with the corporation, while the sinister patent WO 2020-060606 or 666, all right, never mentioning any implants, some deduce the billionaire might be planning to sneakily microchip humanity under the guise of coronavirus vaccines for reasons, all right, because they have nanotechnology, which they could put this stuff. I mean, it's like a grain of sand, man. All right, they also have smart ink. He also has another patent for this so-called smart ink, which could basically do the same thing. All right. In fact, they actually have this new shit to where it's not really new, it's really old, where you can basically walk through a door, like a door frame, like you walking through a door to a restaurant, and they can scan what they call these digital tattoos on you, which is another thing that Bill Gates is getting a patent for. While Krunau's triad might sound unprecedented, it's not particularly shocking coming from the fierce anti-vax activist who was expelled from the Five-Star Movement Party last year over her dissenting views. High-profile figure to scapegoat Gates, Russian Oscar-winning director Nikita Mikhailov made headlines earlier this month after he, just like Krunau, sounded the alarm on national TV about an alleged plot to disseminate the control on the population of the planet. All right, so this is going into Bill Gates and his depopulation agenda, man. This is what they got going on, trying to implement this RFID chip. All right, and so also let me grab this other precept real fast. This is why they're coming down with great wrath. All right, this is Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down to you having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time." And you can go into HR 6666, which also goes into the them basically mobilizing and basically allowing themselves to be able to force them ways to come in and so-called test you for COVID-19 or whatever, whatnot. Some people are like, well, what's so bad about that? Like, when they design the test and they design the results, they, you can just go in there and they're like, you got it. I can say I'm a doctor and can diagnose you with this or that, man. And just tell you got whatever. And most people gonna believe it because why? The doctor say so, man. All right. Just like back in the olden days when they said the Surgeon General said that smoking cigarettes was safe for you, then they come to find out, the Surgeon General was wrong. Well, they paid him to say that just so they can get an agenda out. All right. You can't believe everything that they say. All right. But nevertheless, this is what's coming forth, man. The devil's coming down to you having great wrath, man. They're going to use their military to force this here vaccination. All right. Ultimately leading into the forced implementation of the chip, man. And you can read in other articles how they saying by the time they get a vaccine, this whole shit's going to be over with, man. All right. So let me go from there, actually, to the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Matter of fact, let me start up a little bit above that. Oh, let me just start at 8. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 8. All right. And this is the time now where even Esau's own tongue is coming out up against him, man. All right. So you see these whistleblowers, a lot of these are Edomites, man. All right. It's not just us where we sound like so-called conspiracy theorists making videos on the internet or whatever, whatnot. Oh, he finna kill us, give us chips. These lawmakers are saying this now, man. Fellow politicians are saying these things. It's not on no back site or whatever, whatnot, conspiracytheory.com. No, this is on your national news, man. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. All right, because the Amos 3 and 7, the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. The prophets out here singing this new song, which is revealing who the damn devil is. All right, let me get it. Obadiah 1 and 8, I believe. Jump down to 8. It says, how Obadiah 1 and 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? All right. Verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? All right. So basically, right now you have a lot of these people that are going at ends with each other. First of all, you have the curse of their brethren they have an evil eye towards each other, but they're exposing, and their own tongue is coming out exposing their own self for one. But nevertheless, the hidden things of Esau are being searched out through whom? The prophets. All right. So this is also taking away some of their wisdom. Some of these people don't even realize, the whistleblowers don't realize, yo, you blowing the whistle is actually bringing it into your kingdom and bringing your captivity a lot closer, man. All right. So it's not really wise for them to be, exposing Esau on these things. But what? This is the will of the Lord, man. All right. So let's go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, and then that wicked shall be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yeah, when he come in them chariots. Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. All right, who is Satan? What does the word Satan mean? And enslaved the whole planet, giving vaccines. All right, people becoming sterilized and so on and so forth. We all know about Bill Gates and his vaccine situation, man. All right, this is an adversary to basically to the planet Earth, man. Not just that, mainly to Jacob, man. This is Esau's arch enemy. It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness and of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And this is how Esau's coming down with this deceivableness. Oh, we got vaccines and things to help you all out, to make you live better lives, live longer, be healthier. When in reality, these things are going to come around and kill you, man, and enslave you, man. All right. Verse 11, and for this cause, the Most High shall send them a strong delusion that they might believe a lie. Why is that? Because 2/3 of our people, they don't want to believe the truth that Esau's the damn devil, man. That's our enemy, man. All right. And that he's coming out with this depopulation agenda. He's coming down with great wrath because he knows he has but a short time. He's at the end of his kingdom. 2/3 of our people, they're oblivious to this. They don't want to hear about this. So guess what? These are the same ones going around getting these masks and volunteering, standing in these lines to go get checked out or whatever, whatnot, and coming back with, cases. You seen that one chick went in and they was like, she just said she lost her taste or whatever, whatnot. And they automatically put her down for being positive for COVID-19, even though they didn't test her for anything. All right. Verse 11 again, and for this cause the Most High shall send them a strong delusion, that they might believe a lie, that all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. All right. And so this is what's ultimately going to happen to 2/3 of our people, man. And yeah, a lot more, these other nations, but we're only really concerned about Israel. 2/3 of our people are going to keep believing these lies, man. They're going to want to be devoured by the deceivableness of Esau and his lying powers and wonders, man. Like he's coming out to save you, but that's not true. All right. Let me go from there to this is in verse 16, get to the point. This is Revelation 13:16. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their foreheads. All right. Now, the next verse is going to talk about that they're not going to be able to buy or sell, but just imagine what's going on right now. All right. They're proposing and they're passing legislation right now to where you won't be able to go inside of no goddamn building unless you have this here so-called vaccination, or they call it a bracelet or whatever, whatnot, to say that you've been tested. And this is just like phase 0.1. All right, this ain't even the first phase, because ultimately we know they want to chip everybody, man. All right, this is why you're seeing them, Donald Trump within the last couple months signed a bill to basically fast track the 5G network being set up. All right, they're trying to implement, they just passed some laws to implement the mobilization of the military to start going out giving COVID-19 tests, going door to door, so on and so forth, man. All right, and detaining you if you don't want to take the test. All right, you also have legislation or patents being pushed for basically data mining based off of technology basically implemented inside of your body. All right, to read your biometrics and things like that. So if you watch certain commercials or whatever, whatnot, you can so-called data mine, which in turn it'll pay you a digital currency, which in turn is they're trying to get rid of this here main paper currency. All right, and go to a whole another currency, which is going to lead into you not being able to buy or sell, save you have this here chip, just like the scriptures say right here. All right, so let's read it again. Revelation 13:16, and it caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, again, just imagine that, man. They don't have no certain as they're pushing out these vaccination laws and so on and so forth, man. They don't have no exclusions for this, man. Oh, well, you old or you young or you work here, you work there, or you got this religious background, so you don't have to have the vaccine, man. No, they're going to make everybody get this vaccine, man. All right. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads. Now, this here word mark, all right, goes into something that is etched or injected basically inside the skin, all right, by way of basically using something like a palisade or a stake, you know, kind of like a syringe, all right, the same shape and everything, to inject um, this RFID chip inside of the body, man, or even this nanotechnology that they can be putting in with these vaccines, man. All right. Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So once they get to one of the final stages where, you know, this what is it? WO 2020060606 patent that Bill Gates pushed, all right, for the data mining for this digital currency. All right, once they be like, all right, twofold, you can get the vaccine, make sure you healthy. We can always monitor you for real time times when you get sick, and they also give you this here money. This is why they're preparing you with this here stimulus package money over and over and over again, man. All right, they're ready to shut this here place down and push off this here RFID chip technology, which is the mark of the beast, man. All right, verse 18, here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 or 666. All right, let me just go into this word real quick, because this is gonna pretty much you know, we always go into the word mark, but we're gonna go into this here word sigma. All right, that's a lot. Sigma, it means from primary stizo, or to stick, or it says a mark pricked or branded upon the body. All right, to ancient Orient uses, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to, or there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. All right, so either your god, your master, or your you know, your commander or whatever, whatnot, you're gonna be branded by his mark. All right, and you're gonna follow after what he tell you to do, man. If you a slave, you follow after what your slave master say, man. If you basically a soldier, you follow after what your commander say. All right, and if you a worshiper of a god, you're supposed to follow after what your god says, man. But Esau's trying to stick you with this here RFID chip, this here mark, all right, to give you this here basically the mark of the beast. All right, let me go back to this other word mark, because this word goes into the word charagma, all right, which is going into the same thing. So this is the word charagma. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. Of the mark stamped on the foreheads of the right hands as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, a mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, a sculpture, a graven work of idolatrous image. All right, and so you can even go further into this word. From the same, a scratch, an etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude, a mark. All right, so going further into this here word, it says from a caraxo, to sharpen to a point. All right, through the idea of scratching, a pail or a stake, a palisade. So going into this is pretty much like the idea of a syringe. This is how they're going to implement their chip inside of your skin. This is how they're going to prick your skin to put this here mark inside of your body. All right, let me grab one more and we're going to close out. This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 20, I believe. Well, let me just go to verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, all right, when he's about to implement this here system fully, in which we see we're approaching those days now, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain upon him while he is eating. All right. And he has the whole globe shut down, all the economies shutting down, everybody in subjection under him. All he has to do is put this here mark upon everybody, man. All right, and he's at 98%, damn near ready to fulfill this here agenda that he has. All right. So it says, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain it upon him while he is eaten. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, it cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of the gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hidden in secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacles. All right, so this is the end all be all of Esau and his system, man. When he's about to fill his belly, implement this new world order, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, when he's about to do that, man, this is when the Lord is going to send off those nuclear missiles on him, man. All right. So as we can measure the times diligently in itself based off of these prophecies, we see it that, we're pretty much at the end of this thing, man. All right. And now this devil is being revealed as of who he is. It's no longer a so-called conspiracy theory, man. It's like a conspiracy fact, man. All right. So Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. All right. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. A salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.